money is the fruit that they speak. So tell me whose face do they see? Repeat, take offense, judge by the fruit from the tree. But if the fruit tastes like the streets, and money is the fruit that they seek.
Welcome back. You tune back into the Fixx, your source of faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. It's your boy DJ Focus checking in. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for our spiritual detox. And listen, when I tell you we got that exclusive, y'all already know, man, that thing like gumbo, man, that thing like seafood, man. my brother then came through the city. He called me. I say, man, come on through, man. I got to get you in the studio, man. Yeah. Just to paint the picture, man, I've been building with my brother for a few years now. I would say about 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. I've been following his music for longer than that, way longer than that. The first track I was familiar with was this song called "You Stupid Fool."
Yeah.
And it was provoking the culture to change. And before that, I'm be honest with you, on the Christian hip hop side, I had never heard anybody like really call out like things that we do that are ratchet mm-hmm. and call it out in that way. So I've been a fan ever since. So listen, you already know who he is. Listen, he's a professor, he's a teacher, mm-hmm. he's a rapper, he's an artist, super talented D1 in the building. What's up, bro?
Yes, sir. I'm here, man. Thank you so much, bro. Cleveland feel like a second home to me. You hear me? And man, we didn't been through some stuff together out here, man. We didn't witness to somebody, you know what I mean?
Yes,
we didn't chopped it up about some deep life stuff, you know what I mean? So mm-hmm. it's only right that we doing this.
You know, for some who may not know you, man, come on and take us through a little bit of your faith journey. One, you've been an educator for a long time. I know you did a track where you were talking about, in your city, you were seeing a lot of 8, 9, 10-year-olds who were on the block and was hustling and doing things they shouldn't be doing just because they had to provide for their family. Just talk a little bit about how your faith journey and your teaching journey have came together over the years.
Of course. I wanted to be a teacher because I was like, what can I do that would be most like Christ? And when I thought about the way Christ moved around this world, I was like, okay, he clearly knew how to communicate with people in a way that instantly he brought them from a level of non-understanding to a level of, oh, I get it now because of what you said and how you said it and how you presented it and the works that you actually showed us. Not just the words, but the words and the works. You know what I'm saying? Because of that made me say, oh man, if I could be a teacher, I feel like that would make me most like Christ, while I'm down here. So I graduated college. I became a middle school teacher, and I was always rapping on the side the whole time. And I started to see that rapping and teaching are very similar to one another. You have a platform and you have an audience and you have their attention, and it's your job to not only keep their attention, but to infuse a message in your words to where you take them from point A to point Z. And I saw hip hop bringing us somewhere, but hip hop was bringing us to the wrong destination oftentimes. I saw that. And as a teacher, I was like, man, I'm doing my thing in the classroom, but I'm only reaching 150 students. I got 30 students per class, 5 classes a day. I'm only reaching 150 students. I said, man, if I could jump into that music industry and still do the same thing, have the heart of a teacher, but the platform of a rapper, I feel like I could do God's work in there.
That's big. When did you know that you really wanted to do it for God, though? Because you come from New Orleans. Let's be very clear. Cash money, no limit. Mm-hmm. With the gift that you have, you could have really cashed out on the other side. I know you could have. Yeah. Like, I know you connected with Manny Fresh and everybody. Yeah. When did you say, you know what? No, I have to do it for God, even though I'm passing bags now? Because a lot of people wouldn't pass that money up. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, well, I'm not them people, man. I'm here to inspire those people who are driven by money. It's like, I'm here to show them like I'm still in a amazing space financially. You know what I mean? Even having passed them bags up. Just because it's a bag don't mean it's a blessed bag. You feel me?
That's good.
Yeah. So I knew that I had to do music for God from the time I got on the mic after I was saved. I got saved when I was in college. I formally dedicated my life to Christ. And when I started rapping, it became a challenge to understand who my audience was going to be, because this wasn't a business venture for me. This was me really just releasing a lot of internal toxins that I had, that I was dealing with, from being depressed, from my city, being ruined with Hurricane Katrina, to having my best friend get murdered, getting cut from the college basketball team when I'm used to being the man, So all that being said, I always was wanting to make music that was reflective of my faith, but also reflective of what's really going on in real life. So like life music that was also reflective of my faith. So it wasn't about me putting a title on it or a label. Hey, I'm a Christian rapper. Or hey, I'm not a Christian rapper. That stuff never mattered to me. It was just like, man, where the people at? And that's where I'm finna be at. Oh, they in the church? Bet, I'm finna be in the church rapping. Oh, they over here in this Club Crucial in Atlanta, Georgia, T.I.'s club in Bankhead? Bet, I'm finna be over there rapping. Oh, they in this club with Kevin Gates and Lil Boosie in Baton Rouge, where I'm a teacher at by day, but by night I'm in the same clubs as them pushing? Yeah. And they in the prison? Oh, the people in the prison. Bet. All right, cool. I'm finna go do prison ministry. Like, I just always been like, where the people at? And I'm gonna be my same self in all them environments.
Speak a little bit more to that street ministry, because that's street ministry and everybody is not qualified to do it. It takes not only, you have to have a certain level of spirituality, you also have to have a sense of street knowledge. So, with you going in those places, like you said, all these clubs where we know a little bit of everybody's walking into, it could be dangerous. Let's just be very real.
Yeah.
Like, they might receive you. They might want to kick you out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speak to that a little bit, because I think a lot of people in the church don't understand how important street evangelism is and going into these spaces. Because a lot would argue, why you even doing shows in those clubs?
Yeah.
Secular places.
Exactly. It's different if I'm watering down my message or dimming my light to fit in with them, as opposed to shining my light extra bright in those places and saying, yo, if I reach one person and help them transform their life and get closer to Christ, then I've done my job, And that's the mindset I've always had in these places. I'm gonna be real with you. When I first started receiving some real success in the music industry, which was 2010, 2011, my first tour was with Grand Hustle, T.I.'s label. He's on one tour bus. T.I. was in jail, but I was managed by his company. So it was me, D1, Young Dro, Killer Mike, and Pac Div, a group out of California. We all on the same tour bus together. You know what I mean? Man, you couldn't have 4 more different personality types on one bus. Every night when we doing these shows, they waiting to hear Dro, shoulder lean, they waiting to hear that. They waiting to hear, whatever else they had in the Grand Hustle catalog. But I'm coming out there talking about I'm strapped with a pad, my pen is my gat, a mask and a vest, plus I'm dressed in all black with God by my side, so no man could harm me. This is the story of a one-man army. You know what I mean? I'm out there and they like, oh, that mug kind of knocking. Like, we feel that, but the message is way different than everything else we came to this club for. And this dude saying, no alcohol or weed. I deal with my stress sober. I fight till it's over, but it ain't never over. Cause every day I got a new chip on my shoulder. Like people hearing like, oh, he talking about being sober. He ain't getting loaded or drunk or whatever. And he giving his problems to God and he fighting in God's army and all this. Yeah, that's been me from the beginning. And then I go on tour with Macklemore, right? Hottest artist in the game at the time.
He was.
Thrift Shop, 2012.
Yeah.
I'm on that tour bus with him, my bunk, right underneath his bunk on the tour bus. And I'm out there in front of thousands of people every night. And that was the tour where I felt convicted, because I think I mastered the art of watering down my message enough to fit in to what that audience wanted. And I came home from that tour with bags of money, you know what I'm saying? But also bags of grief in my heart, because I was like, man, God, you gave me this platform and allowed me to be in front of all them people every night. And I just became a watered down version of who I know you called me to be. Bags of money, but bags of grief, bro. And at that point, I was like, if I'm going to move forward in this music industry, I'm going to be extra bold and I'm going to shine my light extra bright, God. I made that promise to God back in New Orleans, you heard me, in the house I had right off of Gentilly, in the little studio house that I was renting out. And once I made that decision, I was like, shoot, I need one thing. I need people to know one thing. If I die today, I wasn't just a positive guy. I was a Christian. And I want people to know that. So that's when I came out with my song, I'm Not Perfect, I'm a Christian. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And from there, it's like that mug just amped me up to like, yeah, I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep being me. And God has anointed me to be able to be in all these spaces, these unique spaces where a lot of people can't be in. But I'm going to be bold when I'm in these spaces, And I've had times where I've slipped up and along the way felt like, dang, I ain't made God proud with what I just did, with how I used that platform and whatnot. But that was all like 2014, 2015-ish, man. Since then, you could check my track record. I've been on fire, you know, both momentum-wise and on fire for the Lord. And just getting, like, as we grow, we're supposed to be getting bolder and more confident and more adequate in terms of how we're able to handle these massive platforms that God has blessed us with. I have a massive platform.
You do? No, that's real. I think you've been doing a good job of it the whole time though, because even with songs like Jay, Weezy, and 50, you was letting it be known that wait a minute, I've been around, I'm seeing what's going on. I don't know if y'all listening, but I'm listening, and some of this stuff just ain't lining up. So that's why I said you got to be different, and I've seen the spiritual growth in you. That's why I say I've been watching you. You've been growing. You've been reading your word, and yeah, we see the fruit. So let's talk about it, Uno, man. We got to talk about it, man. We know last couple of weeks it's been brewing, the online conversation. We know you and Lecrae, had a disagreement on how you guys view the word ratchet and how it should be pushed to our culture specifically, because black culture usually uses the word ratchet. So just walk us through the whole situation and how it kind of like unraveled, for that way people can hear it directly from you.
All right, cool. I did an interview. In the interview, I said the following. I said, I am not more pro-God. I said, I am not more pro-black than I am pro-God. So I'm always going to be more pro-God than I am pro-black, pro-hip-hop, pro-anything. You know what I mean? I spoke about that, and I was like, yo, because different cultures at times, different, subcultures, anything underneath God, it'll make room for stuff that isn't of God. But in the name of keeping it real, when we talk about hip hop, you know how many sinful things get defined as, oh, I'm keeping it real. So hip hop will be like, yeah, you keeping it real. But God will be like, no, you sinning for real. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was speaking about that. And I was like, I said a few years ago, man, I seen even different people inside of Christianity glorifying being righteous and ratchet. And I was like, man, that ain't what's up. I said, my goal is to be real, righteous, and relevant at all times, So I spoke on that on the interview, man. Doing my thing, kept it moving. That interview clip went viral, got real big. So then I saw that Lecrae responded to it and made a clip and tagged me in the video clip, speaking about it and basically justifying being righteous and ratchet and giving this definition of ratchet that I was like, man, that is not what ratchetness is. You know what I mean? And I was like, huh? So I'm like, yo, this isn't about D1 and Lecrae. This is about leadership and how we are using our platforms publicly, our large, massive platforms. So all I see is another brother in Christ with a massive platform who is glorifying and justifying, embracing being righteous and ratchet. And I'm seeing the effect that can have on baby believers and on people who are like, well, I'm new to my faith, or I'm pretty weak in my faith, but I see someone with a massive platform saying that it's okay to be like this, and they're embracing that. And I'm like, man, that is not healthy at all for us to be doing. So since that message was put out there and glorified and justified publicly, I wanted to publicly come out and put a message out as well saying, that's not cool. We don't all stand for that as believers. And we have to truly know the power of the words and the lifestyles that we are choosing to embrace.
That's good. And we see that, Lecrae, he responded back to you. And I know you pretty much, you and him all both said that you guys talked off air, off the internet, and kind of had some text messages. He also went and, we talked about the T-shirt. He put the T-shirt out, but he discontinued it afterwards. How did that make you feel when you saw the T-shirt went up after your conversation? What was your thoughts on that?
Oh man, I felt like, man, this is just somebody that's playing chess, because the same time they apologizing to me behind the scenes and we supposedly getting on the same page, they knowing that 2 days later they about to put out shirts and monetize this, like that wasn't mentioned when we were communicating behind the scenes. So I was just like, man, this stuff don't even feel genuine at this point, and the way that stuff went down, I'm just like, one thing about me, boy, I know when it's like, oh, this ain't 100 right here, and I think he knew that too, So me responding to the shirts coming out and making another video publicly, once again, it's just a public response to a public action that was already taken. You publicly put this out here, and then when you publicly put it out there, making a comment and pinning a comment saying, yo, me and my bro D are all good. There's no problems with us. We talked, everything is good. That's misleading to people because you're pinning this underneath the commercial advertising your new shirts that you're putting out. I did, like, you're associating our private conversation with this commercial that you're putting out to push these shirts. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's listen, I understand this business and this ministry side. That's been a challenge, I think, for all of us understanding how to properly do it. And I'm not taking up for Lecrae. I'm just saying, just in general, even me doing radio, I had to understand that, yeah, certain rooms I walk into, certain boardrooms, certain conversations I'm in, it's a business deal. And it's not ministry driven. I have the same passion as you, though. I think everything on this side should be more ministry driven first. But I'm gonna be honest with you, D, it's not. A lot of it is business first, then the ministry will follow. And I think until we have more conversations like this, I don't think it'll change. I'm just being honest.
Nobody should be doing business and then ministry. Everybody in this space should be doing ministry and then business. If your business aspirations are clouding your judgment as to how you should be moving within the spirit of the Lord, then you need to take a chill pill. You need to sit down. You need to get some wise counsel about what you're doing, because that means that the enemy could be using you through your ambition, because there's selfish ambition and there's godly ambition. And we got to think about that, bro. That selfish ambition is going to have us like, hey, I got to keep growing. I got to get more market share. I got to get more fans. I got to stay hot. What can I do that's going to turn heads right now? Sometimes turning heads could be exactly what the devil wants you to do. Oh, yeah, you could turn heads by doing this, but you're going to be confusing people and misleading people if it's all about business. When it's about ministry, and if we pray that we have godly ambition will let us know when it's like, yo, still be fruitful and be productive with the gifts and talents I've given you, but not at the expense of misleading or confusing people.
That's good. Come on, we got to talk about this book, man. David found this Slingshot. This is your first children's book you wrote. I'm actually surprised that this is your first, because to me, you've had this passion. You've been inspiring. You've been talking to the youth for a long time. So listen, talk to us about it. Tell the people what it is and why now? Why was it right timing now? Yeah,
so it's an anti-bullying, inspirational hip-hop children's book.
Okay.
The anti-bullying piece is real important, bro, because I was bullied as a kindergartner. And I remember, bro, getting bullied had me scared to go to school. It had me in school not even being able to concentrate for fear of, like, when am I going to see dude that's coming that's always picking on me, that's way bigger than me, like twice my size. And I'm terrified. And I'm supposed to be in school trying to focus, you know? No pun intended.
No, that's good.
Yeah, so with that being said, I wrote this book because my music is easily able to reach high school, college students, young adults, even like just grown folk. That's what my music really reaches. My music, thankfully, like my spirit is so youthful that like elementary school students, they rock with me, they vibe with me, but I know they can't really internalize a lot of the messages that's in my music. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, this children's book is definitely something that's on their level that they can internalize. So the book is hip hop, bro. The whole book rhymes. You know what I mean? It's like you reading. Oh yeah, it's like you reading a album. Like you just reading the lyrics, but it's also telling a story. And you know, finding your slingshot in life is. I mean, I'll let you read the book. I'll let people read the book to understand. But just like David defeated Goliath, you know, he had to find his slingshot. So in order to overcome bullying, me, you know, Lil David, I had to find my slingshot at an early age, you know what I mean? And that's what this is about. And this ain't no violent book at all. This is a book to where this is what we as believers all eventually got to do in life. We got to find our slingshots. We got to find our gifts and figure out how to use them. And when we use them for the purpose God designed them for, we fool around and make some real change in this world. So I wrote the book. Why did I write it? Because For the past year, I've been at Harvard University as a fellow at Harvard University. Part of my fellowship has been me teaching.
Wait a minute, run that back. You been where for the last year?
I've been at Harvard University. You hear me? So
they say nothing good come from the hood. Say it one more time. Where you been at the last year?
Man, I've been at Harvard University. I've been from the hood to Harvard. You heard me? Straight up from the hood to Harvard, man.
If y'all don't think that ain't God, like,
yeah,
I've been blown away by that, man. I wanted you to say it multiple times because
yes,
I want to give you roses.
Yeah,
because that's not no little. Come on now.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I know. And so when I went to Harvard, bro, you know, I cut up, and I cut up in a good way, meaning I was over there. I've been teaching in classes at Harvard. I wrote this children's book, literally sitting in my office while at Harvard University. I did an album that's going to come out in a few months called From the Hood to Harvard.
Wow.
Talking about my journey, you know what I'm saying, from the hood to Harvard. So that'll be dropping soon. And I got a documentary that's going to accompany the album. So, yeah, bro, I went to Harvard and been doing my thing.
Listen, I ain't know nothing about that. Y'all got that. That was for free. I just, God put that in my spirit. He ain't said nothing to me about this album he about to release, Hood to Harvard. So I'm glad about that, man. So, you at Tufts now, right?
Yeah, I got to shout out where I'm at as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a fellow at Harvard, but I am at Tufts University right now. I'm Professor D1 at Tufts, brother. I hand designed a course on the power of hip hop as an agent for social change. Wow. And yes, and I'm teaching that at Tufts University, in addition to doing a lot of other things as an artist on that campus. So teaching in other people's classes, meeting with the students, working with the chaplains over there at Tufts to help students on their spiritual walk and their spiritual journey. But then I have my course, the power of hip hop as an agent for social change. So big shout out to Tufts University, man. I'm excited to be a jumbo. That's our mascot, the jumbos. You hear me?
That's good, man. That's almost like I feel like it's a mental health component to that too as well. When you talk about social change and being able to use that, I mean, like it's a lot of things you can do.
That's part of what the course is about. Is the mental health of hip hop.
Talk about that a little bit more, because unfortunately we don't talk about it and address it enough amongst the black culture. A lot of us deal with mental health issues, depression, suicidal thoughts. Just talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, sir. So the scary part about the state of mental health as it pertains to hip hop is that you have a lot of sick people that are in leadership positions.
Oh, man.
Hip hop culture has elevated them to where you have a platform of millions, and really you just need some therapy. Wow. You really need to be diagnosed. You really need to heal. But hip hop culture has helped elevate you because you have a gift that's being exploited by the powers that be, by the record labels, and by the people that's monetizing, sometimes by even your own management, that they know you need help, but they know that they're getting their commission off of you. So they're just going to keep pushing you out there and use you up till you die or till you go to jail. And that's what's going on in hip hop. So I speak about that in my course.
Have you been able to have some conversations? I know you've worked with a lot of mainstream artists, Lupe Fiasco, Killer Mike. Like you say, you talked about being on, and you even earlier you did a track with Killer Mike.
You're a real fan, bro. Like, you're a supporter of mine, so you know that. Like, people might not know. You go look up D1 Never Clocking Out remix. Yeah, that's featuring Killer Mike, man. The video on YouTube and everything.
Have you been able to have some of these backstage conversations about the industry and maybe change their perspective on how they see it, because they are connected in it?
Absolutely, I have, bro. I've been giving people hope through my journey. I got so many people that's in my DMs, you know what I mean? I got people I've been communicating with. Shout out to Kodak Black. You know what I mean? Me and Kodak.
You been talking to Kodak?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Let's go.
Yeah, bro. Like, the game is featured on my new album I just dropped.
Yeah, that shine on is ridiculous.
Come on, man. You know what I mean?
That's like ridiculous.
Like, shout out to my man Starlito out of Nashville, Tennessee. Bro, these are just people I've had real conversations with about life.
Bad situation with Starlito.
Bad combination.
Bad combination. Yeah. That's listen, he's been doing it for a long time. I hope y'all see the man been putting in the work, man.
Yeah.
And we talk about bridging the gap, and that's why I wanted you to speak on that, because I really believe until we bridge the gap and build relationships, I don't think they get God on the level they need to get it on, because like I say, unlike us, A lot of us, we're connected to a pastor. We're being discipled. We have elders. We have accountability circles. A lot of them, like you said, they don't have no accountability circle. They got people keep pushing them, go, 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 because they just want a bag. They just want to get paid.
Right.
So that is important that you're doing what you're doing behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and I definitely want the people to hear that from you. Like, yeah, we need to do more of that, man.
Yeah, bro. Lil Boosie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, shouts out to Boosie.
Yeah, like these are people who I'm thankful that they see my talent and they respect my message and my boldness, and that's drawing them to me. So now I'm just constantly praying to God, like, allow me to be a diligent steward of these relationships, you know, because it's not about this wow moment of like, man, we had one conversation and their whole life changed, you know. We all hope for that stuff, but let's be honest, relationships get built over time with consistency,
yes,
and with people being genuine. So even me putting their names out there, like, I'm letting you know this, and I'm letting, obviously, whoever watches this is going to know this stuff. But this ain't so I could seem cool to you or to nobody in this studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff don't matter to me, bro. Some people do this stuff, and it's very performative, and they're doing this for clout to say, hey, I know this artist. I know this artist. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like, I haven't never been uncool. You know, I always been cool. Ever since I got over getting bullied in kindergarten, my whole life it's been up ever since. You know what I mean? So, like, none of this is about that, but it is about people seeing one of the ways in which God is uniquely using me, you know?
So let's talk about it. You just dropped your 10th album, Uno, last Friday. Walk us through, man, this 10th album, man, and what made this one so special, bro.
Yeah, so Uno is my nickname. You've been calling me Uno forever, you know. Yeah. But Uno, for the purpose of this album, is an acronym. Uno stands for underdogs and outcasts.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what this album is for, bro.
And you all of that. Let's be very clear.
Underdog. Oh man,
they've been counting you out probably since you started.
There you go. There you go. They've been like, we don't know what to do with you. You got something. You know what I'm saying? You got something. You got talent, but yeah, we don't know what box to put you in. So being an underdog, and when you walk this walk for God, you definitely gonna be an outcast, because mainstream culture is like, you was good till you start talking about God. You know, you was good
on a consistent level. Yeah,
you was good till you said the word Jesus. What? Like, yeah. So cool. All right, I'm an underdog and an outcast. Call me Uno. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of Unos out there. So that's where this album come from, bro. That's the heart behind it. I made a whole album full of anthems that's going to help the underdogs and the outcasts on their journey and on their walk, so that they could feel the power in being an underdog or outcast. You don't have to feel like, dang, I'm less than because of that. You could feel like, sure, I got an advantage because that chip on my shoulder, I'm going to use it for something positive and productive, you heard me? And I'm going to make a change that this world ain't never seen before. So all these songs, bro, from the first song, which has blown up online, if y'all ain't heard it yet, it's called My Happy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I don't look like what I've been through. Amen. When I ain't have outside money, I stayed in. When hard times showed up, I could have caved in. But mama didn't raise a loser. I played to win. Like, that right there, bro, that's been empowering people. Shaquille O'Neal reposting that sucker. You got shout out to my man, Lazy Bone, rocking with that, my man Kyrie Irving, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many people, that song is doing amazing things. I start the album off with that. And from there, it only get better, bro. It only get better. Like, I got step into the light. I'm talking that talk on there, because I'm saying we weren't meant to live disconnected from our light, you know, and our light source. Our light source is God. You feel me? So when we connected to that light source and we step into the light that we meant to be shining down here, we unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? That song, that's a bop for real. That got my little brother Miles on it. You hear me?
Yeah, talk about that. Working with Miles, man. I consider him one of the next up and coming in CHH. He got a whole West Coast vibe that's really moving.
Yeah, bro. Like, I look for synergy spiritually when I collaborate with people. I look for that. I look for synergy spiritually, and when we linked up, I was just like, oh yeah, man. I see a lot of me in him. You know, so with that being said, it's like, I got a song. If you listen to that song, it got a real West Coast vibe and bop to it. So I said, yep, this would be good, because I'm cool with a lot of people, but we don't have music together, and I'm trying to fix that. I'm like, no, if I'm cool with all these people who I know we really tight, me and these artists, man, we need to go ahead on and have some music together so the world could see that we really rock with each other. So that's where that came from, you know. That's beautiful. I got
Oh, you got some bangers on this thing, man. Talk about definitely Born to Pay the Bills.
Born to Pay Bills.
I mean, you keeping it real on that one.
Yeah, I'm keeping it real, man, because so many people think that they just meant to pay bills, then they die. You know what I mean? And that's not what life is about. It's like, I got a real purpose down here, and I'm not finna let capitalism and bills be the thing that occupy all of my mental real estate to the point where I can't walk in my purpose because I'm trying to walk in my crib without an eviction notice on the door. You know what I mean? So I wasn't just born to pay the bills. And that's something that people need to hear so that they could get over that hump of just living life to make a green piece of paper, you know?
That Underdog, that's one of my favorites on it, man. Come on, talk about it, man. Yeah. And that's how I come across to it. Come across real gritty.
Yeah. What I say, I've been slept on all my life, so that make me the underdog. That's why I feel like I'm better with my back against the wall. Any problem get resolved. I don't quit, I just go hard. I'ma always make a way. I'm not gonna let my people starve. I just give it up to God. Super heavy with the faith. Now we eat with silver spoons. Back then it was paper plates. If you thought it was gonna be a dead end, I made a way. If you had it easy, I'm not hating. I just can't relate. You hear me? Like I'm saying, underdog life for real. For real. I can't relate. If you had it super easy, hey, I ain't hating on you, but I know that paper plate route. I know that plastic fork route, you know what I mean? And I know turning that plastic fork into some sterling silver route, you know? Coming from the hood and getting all the way to Harvard type energy. So yeah, bro, my joy is my weapon. That's another song.
Oh, that's a banger.
Oh my gosh, my joy is my weapon. I think that's the one, bro. That's the one that people are like really gravitating to, because they just like, man, the way you put that in that song, like, dang, out of all these weapons we could have down here and use to fight, the fact that like my joy is my weapon, you know, man, my man Jay Boski killed the beat and just gave me the perfect soundtrack to be able to float on. You know what I mean? I just floated on that mug. I ain't even rap. I floated.
Searching for the sauce.
Searching for the sauce, man. You know, this whole world searching for the sauce. Everybody trying to be relevant. Everybody trying to be relevant. Everybody trying to chase some clout. And I say I never had to search for the sauce. Why? Because I'm working for the boss. You hear me? That's what that song is about. I'm like, look, the hook, I feel the hook. You know, I was a math teacher, so I got to use some math on the hook. I say 8 plus 8, these 16s made me wealthy. 8 minus 8, none of y'all was trying to help me. 8 times 8, we bouncing like a 6-4. 8 divided by 8, I'm the one. Call me Uno. Searching for the sauce. They be searching for the sauce. Searching for the sauce. They be searching for the sauce. I never had to work because I never had to search because I'm working for the boss. You hear me? That's people got it. Yeah, bro.
No, that's real. And why do you think so many people are caught up in searching for the sauce? And not only searching for the sauce, we talk about it all the time on the show. I feel like we in a place where people are like not even trying to be creative anymore. Like people are just taking everybody else's IP. Like whatever's buzzing and they see somebody else doing it, they just copy that instead of doing what God's called them to do.
Because it's business before ministry in their eyes, focus.
You listen, he pulled me over that one.
There we go. That's why, bro. You're right. Oh, what's making money? Oh, what's popping? All right, we just finna do a off-brand version of that. We finna do a replica, a duplicate of that. Exactly, because it's business before. And you know what? Yeah, we're gonna do some ministry. We're gonna say Jesus 4 times in that song. You know what I mean? So we do our ministry part. Come on, man. So we see that, bro. And at the end of the day, who gonna suffer because of that? It's gonna be them fans that's looking up to you as a leader. They like, man, it ain't just your music. It's you as a whole person that I'm into. Because nowadays, this ain't, bro, we in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right now.
To God be the glory.
Oh, man, this is so amazing, bro. Like
I'm that underdog that you talk about, man.
Yeah, you definitely that underdog. You definitely that underdog.
Back in 2015, they didn't think that I would be anywhere on this level. You know how much hate I get? And shouts out to y'all. Y'all don't even know y'all ignite that fire to keep me going. I love y'all too. I promise you. I want to go break bread and eat with y'all. That's how much I love. No, seriously, because at the end of the day, to your point, what God got for you, he got for you.
Yeah.
I can't stop it. My engineer, Nobody can stop it. Nobody can. What God got for you, got for you. What he got for me is for me. We need to make sure we're having a personal relationship with God and hearing clearly from him. I think people are stopping hearing from God. I do. I think people ain't hearing. Like everybody's just going through waves. So that's why I relate to you so much. That's why I connect with you so much, because we got similar stories. We just in different arenas.
Different arenas,
That's
bro.
it.
But we brothers on the same team.
Oh, absolutely.
We definitely teammates.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
and we're going to change this culture. I think the biggest thing is, at the end of the day, we're gonna change this culture. It needs to be changed. They need us to continue to be genuinely who we are.
There you go.
And be in the spaces we need to be in.
So the thing you was talking about off air with saying like, yo, like I feel like the culture is in a rough spot right now. What were you ultimately referring to? You just feel like it's too watered down, or you feel like people got the wrong motives getting into this thing, like, or you know what's your thought?
I think the pandemic has messed up everything. I'm gonna be honest with you. This pandemic has changed everything. It's funny. Me and my wife were talking about this, and we were like, before the pandemic, you talk about your jobs, you talk about people just being creative and doing things. When you talk about entrepreneurship, it was different compared to when the world shut down. And I think people are still in scarce mode. I think people are just in survival mode to just do whatever they can do because they don't know how long we're going to continue to keep operating. But unfortunately, I think that limits, to your point, God's power.
There you go.
Because if you have that relationship with God and you're talking to God each and every day, he going to order your steps. Listen, I walked off a government job, Uno. I was getting paid swell. I'm to be honest with you. You know, yeah. And anybody who working for the government know what I'm talking about. Yes, government is sweet. You get 2 raises every year, no matter what. You get all the benefits, all the medical, everything, the pension plans. Yeah, the whole shebang. I'm on that 30-year and out. I walked away because I know God had called me to do this. God called me to be in purpose for doing this. I shared with you off air. I said the first almost 3 years, I didn't make a dime off of doing radio. I was doing free DJing, free events, everything you could think
Even
of.
paying to DJ.
Yes, and not paying to be on platforms. Also paying absolutely to give away stuff. A lot of the giveaways, if you go back to 2016, 2017, 2018, everybody know I used to do giveaways. I was big on, to your point, my way of giving back to the kids was doing giveaways. We was giving away cell phones, iPads, the Apple little, the MP3 players, I forget what they was called. But yeah, we was giving away all that stuff. That was me and my wife budget from what we was working. Wasn't nobody donating nothing to us. So me and my wife would put $2,000 up and we'd go buy stuff. We'd run it for a month. Maybe not the next month, but the following month, we do the same thing. We did that for 3 years, sowing into people, because we understand that, one, we believe in the youth. We believe in people. You know how many times people done called me and my wife and we done paid bills for them? I ain't even thought about it. If you call, you need it. But to your point, we ain't doing it for the fame. We do it because God has called us to help people. He put us in a position. Shouts out to my wife. My wife has 3 accounting degrees. That's what she does. She does numbers. God got us out of debt. Back in 2015, 2015, I can say we were debt free. So we were in a financial position to really help people, and that's what we was doing with the finances. But how many people will really do that? Not, to your point, just care about themselves. But don't get it twisted. Everybody know I got a sneaker habit. I love sneakers.
Okay.
So I treat myself. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But I still sew too as well. So I think it needs to be a balance, and that's what I always talk about. Where's the balance at? Are you loving on people too as well as much as you love on yourself, or are you just loving on yourself? So yeah, for me, I think we need to get back to getting a real relationship with God. I said that all to say, I think a lot of people are not hearing from God. They just in survival mode to survive.
And that's dangerous when you could become a celebrity to the world, but mentally you just in survival mode. Because a person in survival mode will lie, cheat, steal, do anything just to survive. But they're becoming a celebrity simultaneously because they had a sound that went viral on TikTok or something like that. And they lucked up and something like that happened. And then when you stamp the word Christian or faith-based to it, it's like, bro, now it could be misleading people because you playing with God's name now, because you're throwing God in what it is that you're creating, but you're not allowing God to truly lead your steps.
Yeah. That's real. Listen, Uno, man, appreciate you coming through, rocking with us, man. Please tell the people how they connect with you, follow you on all your social media platforms. Shout out your book, where they can go buy that at, man. And after that, introduce one of your bangers for us.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is D1. Please spell it right. It's DEE-1. You hear me? D1. So check me out on all streaming platforms. Go grab my new album, my 10th album. Oh no, you hear me? On all platforms right now. We debuted at number 4 in the world on the Apple iTunes charts in the hip hop category. That's the highest peak and debut of my career. So check me out on there. All my social media, from my Instagram to my YouTube channel to any other social media you could think of, is D1 Music, DEE-1 Music. So follow me on all them platforms. Mainly I'm on Instagram and YouTube. I do TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff too. X, it ain't Twitter no more, it's X.
Yeah, it's X.
I do all that, yeah, but D1 Music. And finally, for my children's book that I just authored, I show it in the camera for those who are watching this interview. David found his Slingshot. I chose to put this out 100% independent. I have a big name and a big audience. I could have went and got a publishing deal, with a big company and put that out. But I wanted full control of being able to go direct to the consumers with this. I didn't want nobody to water down the message or tell me what I couldn't do for my first book. So you can only get this book on my website, and that's missionvisionlifestyle.com. I say it one more time, missionvisionlifestyle.com. That's the same site where I have my merch and everything at. But go grab your book. So many people got the book and they loving the book and it's blessing people. And Cleveland, like LeBron said, we out here, right?
Keep it locked. You're tuned into The Fixx. You know The Fixx is in.
The fruit that they speak, so tell me whose face do they see? Repeat, take offense, judge by the fruit from the tree. But if the fruit tastes like the streets, and money is the fruit that they seek, so tell me whose face do they seek?